Deadlifts don't build muscle in the way that you think they do. Everyone says that deadlifts are absolutely incredible for back growth, the upper back in particular, but it's not that simple. In fact, this could be an outright lie. So by the end of this video, you'll understand why deadlifts aren't ideal for building your upper back and what to do instead. Now, just in case we've got any beginners here who don't know what the deadlift is, specifically talking about the conventional deadlift in this video, a deadlift is what it says on the tin. We have a weight on the floor and we just lift that weight up into a standing position. And I'm going to preface this video by saying I am not a deadlift hater. I've actually deadlifted for the majority of the time that I've been lifting. I really like the deadlift, but it's just not doing what you think it's doing. So let's talk about the first deadlift myth. The common belief that the deadlift is a great all-around mass builder. In fact, as little as 10, 15 years ago, if you were struggling to put mass on your frame, a lot of people on the internet would just tell you to do deadlifts and drink loads of milk and eat loads of bread. That's not really the best strategy. The reason why people say the deadlift is a great all-around mass builder is because when you're holding 100, 150, 200 kilograms in your hands in a stood up position, you will literally feel strain and tension in almost every muscle in your body. But does that equate to growth? Not entirely. Now, another common belief is that the deadlift works the upper back really effectively. So this is the traps, the rhomboids, the lats, the teres major. But the reality is, yeah, you do train those muscles, but do you grow those muscles effectively from the deadlift? Now, before we get into the biomechanic breakdown of the deadlift and why the deadlift doesn't really build muscle effectively, I'd like to insert a little personal anecdote. When I became a personal trainer in 2011, for a solid 3 or 4 years, I put a lot of focus into my deadlift. I even got to the point where I was hitting a 200 kilogram deadlift for reps, which isn't like crazy good, but it's still fairly impressive for a somewhat skinny kid. And when I was putting a lot of focus and energy into the deadlift, I didn't really have much gains to show for it. I'd see people saying online, the more you deadlift, the more you're going to grow, the thicker your back will get. It increases your testosterone, your growth hormone. So I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. Yet I never really seen the gains that I wanted. Now, unfortunately, around 2014, I had a back injury, not from deadlifts, but from squats. And the back injury was that bad, I literally couldn't train legs for a solid 3-4 years without excruciating lower back pain, bad sciatica problems. I was going to a physiotherapist and a chiropractor every single week. So I kept my training program the same. I just removed legs from the equation. And on my leg days, I just did abs instead. And guess what happened? My back absolutely blew up in a good way. I experienced the most gains I'd ever experienced in my life. Now, some people might say, well, this is just because you're putting more focus into your back training. You're no longer fatigued from the deadlifts. Well, yeah. Kind of. If that was the reality, basically what we found out is that doing deadlifts specifically for upper back development isn't really giving you much bang for your buck. The moment you stop doing deadlifts, you're no longer fatigued and therefore can put more effort and intensity into your back specific volume, meaning lat pull downs, shrugs, rows, face pulls. So basically deadlifts, no gains, no deadlifts, more gains. So next, let's go through the biomechanics of how a deadlift works. And the first thing that we need to consider is the range of motion. Now, in order to effectively stimulate a muscle and cause growth, you need to take the muscle through a somewhat decent amount of range of motion. So considering that range of motion is a big factor in muscle growth, think about what the lats and the traps are doing with the deadlift. They're not really going through any range of motion. In fact, it's mostly an isometric contraction. This basically just means that the muscles are contracting in a static manner. Now, isometric contractions can cause a little bit of growth, but the emphasis right there is on little bit. Now, there's a slight caveat. If you are a beginner, you could potentially benefit from something called stretch-mediated hypertrophy. This is basically where when you train a muscle in its lengthened position, you experience more gains. But is training a muscle solely in its lengthened range more beneficial than training it through its full range? Not really, no, especially after the beginner stage of lifting. So basically for the upper back, there's no range of motion. Another way to look at this is film yourself doing a deadlift and just take a look at the joint angles of your shoulder. If you want to work the lats and the traps and the rhomboids effectively, the shoulder needs to be moving. For the lats to get fully stimulated, you need to be doing shoulder extension. And for the traps and rhomboids to be getting stimulated, you need to be doing horizontal abduction and scapular retraction. None of this happens on the deadlift. The muscles aren't going through any meaningful lengthening and shortening of the contractions. And another point on biomechanics, the deadlift is largely all about leverages. It's all about moving the weight from point A to point B, and how your body is built will dictate how good or bad your leverages are. So an example, if you've got really long arms. The bar has to travel off the floor less, which is good for strength, but even worse for building muscle because, once again, there's less range of motion. Now, a common argument that we hear about why deadlifts are good for building the upper back is because people will say, yeah, but Shaun, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, Larry Wheels, they all say that deadlifts are great back builders, which is a stupid argument because there are plenty top pro elite bodybuilders out there who never deadlifted in their lives. You can't use these top pro bodybuilders to establish what is a good training method or training principle for the natural average genetic lifter. These bodybuilders like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman used to take anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 worth of steroids every year. Not to mention that they were genetic freaks. They are the outliers. Pretty much anything that they would have done would have got them results. I would argue it wasn't the deadlifts that built Jay Cutler's back. It wasn't the deadlifts that built Ronnie Coleman's back. It was the 20 to 30 sets of specific back volume that they did over the course of the week. The pull downs, the rows, the shrugs, not the deadlifts. I'd actually argue that if you removed the deadlifts from these top pro bodybuilders training program, the backs wouldn't look any different, maybe slightly in the erector muscles, but that's the lower back. So with that, let's talk about what the deadlifts actually work. The conventional deadlift gives a pretty good stimulus for the glutes, a little bit on the hamstrings, depending on how high your hips are, but mainly your spinal erectors. Where are all these muscles located? On the lower body. The deadlift is a lower body exercise. If you disagree with this, that's fine, but you don't understand biomechanics. And I don't care if you've made a lot of gains in your back muscles. It wasn't the deadlift. It was all the rest of your back training that got you those gains. And the deadlift's absolutely phenomenal for overall total body strength, specifically through your posterior chain. So this is everything from the top of your neck down to your calf muscles. Now, if you really want to add some size and shape to your back and you don't really care about total body strength as much, then what are some better alternatives that you can do instead of deadlifts? First off, for lats, we have pull-ups, pull-downs, single arm rows, single arm pull downs. For traps, we have shrugs, upright rows, face pulls. Smith machine shrugs are my favorite. And for the middle of the back, so the mid traps and rhomboids, any sort of row variation with your elbows out. So then it begs the question, when should you use deadlifts? Is there even any point in them? Well, yeah, of course. Use deadlifts for strength and performance, not for hypertrophy, building muscle. So deadlifts are obviously great for powerlifters, athletes, fighters, but not so much for people who are solely looking to sculpt their physique. Now, let's say you really love deadlifts, but this video has given you some food for thought, and now you're starting to question whether you should do them or not, and your goal is to build muscle, maybe with a little bit of strength. An alternative to the conventional deadlift, which has got far more benefits for building muscle whilst still building strength, is the Romanian deadlift. There's a bigger range of motion through the hamstrings with the glutes and the erector spinae. So the Romanian deadlift is working all the same muscles as a conventional deadlift, but better and to a greater extent. Or you could do something like a snatch grip deadlift. I had a fly on my arm then. A snatch grip deadlift gives you more range of motion through the knee joint, which means more quad stimulus. In fact, I was stuck at a 180 kilogram deadlift for ages. So what I did is I switched to snatch grip deadlifts for about 8-10 weeks, using around 140, 160 kilograms. And then after those 8 to 10 weeks, I went back to a conventional deadlift, and all of a sudden I was able to hit a 200 kilogram deadlift. So that new novel stimulus that the snatch grip deadlift gave me had really good transferable strength over to the conventional deadlift. So to summarize, do the deadlifts build muscle? Kind of, yeah, but just not to the level that you think they do, and not in the areas that you think it does. If you're really prioritizing the deadlift, you're going to be getting a lot of glute stimulus, hamstring stimulus, and lower back stimulus, which is great, but not so much in your upper back. Does it work your upper back? Yeah, it does. And I want to clarify that. I'm not saying that it doesn't hit your upper back at all. I'm just saying there is better things that you can be doing for your upper back that will give you much faster results. So at the moment, I don't do a conventional deadlift. I just do Romanian deadlifts. It allows me to still do a deadlift variation of some sort because I actually enjoy doing deadlifts, but get more benefits from it due to the larger range of motion. So if your goal is to build muscle and you're natural, choose exercises which load the muscles through a full range. And if you'd like to put all of this information together, check out my Apex Athlete app down below. It will build you out a customized training program based on your goals and preferences. Or if you would like to work with me one-on-one to get you in the shape of your life in the next 12 weeks, then apply for my online coaching down below. Drop a like on this video if it's been informative, and I'll see you on the next one.